By the way, this is the second video of the project. It would make sense if you watched the first one first, but like, I don't care. It wasn't really clear last time what I was actually building, and that was because I had no idea either. But now I decided on a thing, and it is this. But this is the present. To see how it came to be, we gotta go back. Last time, I made a battery pack and tested the Raspberry Pi, motors, and the camera. Now, I want to make these parts work together. And the goal is a sort of smart camera that has two motors that can swivel it in two directions. And the camera will use what it sees to figure out where it needs to swivel and communicate that to the motors. This concept has been done like a million times before, but I don't care. To begin, we have to think of what we want the camera to recognize. I went the easy route and made it so that the camera points out the reddest area of the camera frame, so it's going to recognize really red objects, like a glue stick, or a laser pointer, or the light from a mouse, I don't know. It works really well, which is awesome. Then, I connected the Raspberry Pi to the motors to test the communication between them. It did not work at first though. The two parts were only exchanging gibberish. I was like, what? I did everything right. But then I looked at the online guide and I see that the two parts need to share a common ground. And when I read this, I thought like, okay, they need to share opinions on certain key issues. But no, it turns out they need to share a common ground, like an electrical ground. Ignore the random script I wrote to test this, but then I fixed it and it worked. Everything should be fine now, and I'm going to go ahead and build a case for all the components. I'm using Jenga blocks, plexiglass, and a wooden plank to build the case because I lost access to my school's 3D printer after graduating. Cutting plexiglass is actually so annoying. Then, I ruined my perfect cuts by trimming off the excess to make them the same size as this piece of wood. Alright, first layer of the hotel is done. Yeah, I'm calling it a hotel here because I'm building a vertical case with multiple compartments, and in each of them is going to go a certain part of the project. Some people say, oh, you don't know how to measure jack shit, can't make anything exact. Boom, look at this, pretty much exactly level. Okay, so it's coming along. I'm not sure if it looks kind of cool or just stupid, but basically, right, so this tier of plastic is going to go on top of here, and the camera is supposed to poke through the top, but having it bend around the side is kind of awkward, so I'm going to make a hole right here so the camera can pass through, and then the servos, motors, is going to be at the top right here. Just trust, okay? Oh. Alright, so since I don't know how to make a hole in plexiglass, I just drilled 10 smaller holes. But the problem is, right, I just can't break through these little separators right now. Okay, never mind. I actually do know what to do. It's really easy. I just take this thing again and I just cut the barriers like that. Another thing I didn't think of is, look, Raspberry Pi power connector right here, micro USB. My phone camera is really bad. It's there, trust me, okay? But I was gonna have a support here for the next layer of plexiglass. But the problem is, well, I won't be able to get the connector through it. So I'm gonna drill a hole really quickly. As you can see, camera opening works very well. Camera opening works very well. And I'm just gonna plop down the motor, just right here. It's a vibe. Kinda done. Now I just gotta see if it actually works. After plugging everything in and making sure that the hot glue didn't mess up any of the parts, I started work on the program that is eventually going to be controlling the motors. It took me a while to get it right. One problem was me being dumb and making the buttons for up and down do the exact same thing. Another one was that the number type in the program I was using only went up to 256. Like after that, it just rolled back over to -1 because computers do be like that though. 8 bits. But that's bad because the motor takes inputs from 100 to 450. So every time I went over 256, it kind of just spazzed out. Here's the final program. It's pretty neat. What's happening here is that the camera is looking at the center of the red area and thinking, okay, how far is this point away from the center of my field of view? Do I need to turn left, right, up, or down to see the red area better? And then it sends either U, D, L, or R, guess what those stand for, to the Arduino, which in turn makes the motors do the movement. It started off bad because the connection between the camera and the Arduino was messy and only gibberish was being exchanged. I fixed this by changing the connection type from jumper wires, RX, TX, and such, to USB, and it was fine. And then it just did work. Awesome. But it was really slow, so I upped the refresh rate and it was a lot better. The camera was also very jumpy even when the red part wasn't moving, so I added a small tolerance to make the camera not freak out about small, like deviations from the center being exactly on the center of the red area, you know what I'm saying? Then I sped up the movement a bit, which was sick, so I sped it up even more, which was a bit too fast, so I toned it down. Okay, this might be a bit much. Now it's time for the big reveal. Oh, wait, never mind. The servos broke off. Give me 1 sec. There we go. So it's great. It's really fun to use. What's really surprising and awesome is that there's no lag whatsoever. Was not expecting that. And anyways, I'm calling it here. Great project, fun to use, fun to build. Now we gotta talk about where we're going from here. My original plan for the summer and fall was to do a bunch of smaller projects that eventually lead up to one huge project. Does that sound good? Anyways, there were a lot more views than usual last video and a big bunch of really nice comments, which was awesome. So tell me what you think, okay? I'll reply to all of them. I forgot to record myself saying bye. So bye.